to the next stop. In this episode, we're going to be talking about being in Philadelphia. We got into Philadelphia, stayed at a state park, and it was Lums State Park.
Lums.
And that was in Bear, Delaware?
Bear, Delaware, yeah.
Okay. So, Phil, what did you think of the state park?
Oh, it was a really nice state park. The lots of spaces were very spacious, full hookups. They really nice, spread out as far as things, and it can accommodate large vehicles. But I'll put a little link to that state park in the description. If you're interested, you can click on that and learn more about that state park. But at the state park, we were close enough, about 20-25 minutes away, to a train station which we used to go into Philadelphia.
And I definitely recommend for you to try and stay near a train station, because accessing the train into Philadelphia was super easy. It was not very expensive. I believe it was $20 round trip for both of us. And it's really hard to navigate Philadelphia and to find a place to park. And so this was so much easier just to come in on the train station. And the train station brought you right into the center of Philadelphia. So you could pretty much access everything around either by walking or taking a quick Uber. One of the places we Ubered to was called the Magic Gardens. And I recommend going to the Magic Gardens. This is a garden that was created by an artist named Isaiah Zagar. And he lived in the building and started doing mosaics out in his area of the garden, and soon took over the neighbor's vacant lot. And when the neighbor came and wanted him to purchase the vacant lot, he couldn't afford it. And so the community got together and they all purchased the vacant lot, and he continued his garden of mosaics all throughout this whole garden area in his yard and his neighbor's yard. And at that time it became a nonprofit, and he made all of these mosaics with found items and items that people gave him. And I recommend you go see that if you're in Philadelphia.
It's really, of course, it costs to get into it, but
it was relatively inexpensive.
But it's well worth it. But we did that Magic Garden. We also took in the, I call it the tourist or the traditional sites, like the Liberty Bell. We went to
Independence Hall and saw all of that. And then, of course, Phil and I did the great Philly Steak Challenge at Gino's and Pat's.
Yeah.
And they're right across the street from each other. And if you like Philly cheesesteaks, they were both delicious, but I like Gino's better and Phil liked Pat's better. And so we really didn't settle anything. But it was very interesting to see the people that go and eat outside and enjoy the Philly cheesesteaks. I will tell you, just helpful hint, that if you go to Gino's, they only accept cash.
Yes, cash only.
So make sure you have cash for your Philly cheesesteak.
And one cheesesteak cost $12. $12. And Pat's was $14. So.
Well, and then after we left Philadelphia, I'm going to let Phil tell you about our next stop.
Yeah, we left out Philadelphia and headed up the road, and we're going to drive about halfway till our next stop, which would be Boston. But we stopped in a place called Thompson, Connecticut, and Thompson, Connecticut. We were originally planning on going to a railroad station museum where you could ride a train up into the mountains, but it was closed. So as the good Lord provides, there was a church there that had here just recently had a Eucharistic miracle, and it's now being investigated by the Vatican. So hopefully here soon you'll be able to see if we had a Eucharistic miracle here in the United States, and the priest
certified.
Yeah, and the priest that witnessed and declared this did the mass for us that morning. So that was really unique. And also the church happens to be the church that Father McGivney, who headed up or started the Knights of Columbus, this was his parish, and he's blessed, and now he's on his way to hopefully become a saint.
And that is Maximilian Kolbe Church.
Maximilian Kolbe Church.
In Thomaston, Connecticut.
And I will put a link to that if you're interested in that story. There'll be a link in the description, as there will be a link for this last state park that we stayed in. And then, of course, after we left there,
well, and that's will be our next helpful hint, is we left there and drove towards Boston, and we went through New Jersey and New York. The traffic was horrendous, so just be patient and take your time.
The drivers are not courteous.
But the one thing we did learn is we have a transponder on the front of the motorhome where our tolls are automatically sent to our account, and they're paid that way. And we looked up the tolls, and one of the tolls that we did ended up being $92, and that was to go over the George Washington Bridge
upper level. There's two levels.
I don't know that there are any difference in price.
I don't think you can take a motorhome on the lower level.
But we were very surprised to find out that it was that expensive. It's not something that's publicized unless you really dig for it. So just be aware that a lot of the tolls, once you get into these states like Boston or like Massachusetts and Connecticut and New York, the tolls are quite hefty.
Yeah, they charge per axle. So us being a motorhome and a tow car, we had 4 axles total. So as you can see, it can get expensive.
But we hope that you enjoy all of the videos from going to Philadelphia, and the next episode will be about Boston, and hopefully you'll join us
on the next stop. See, they are able to accommodate some large rigs here. I think they have around 200 sites, and they have some good walking trails here. It is a Corps of Engineers park. They are on the water, but it is a very nice site, and you do get a discount if you're an annual pass holder, which I believe we paid $17 a night. I'll double check that.